What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So guys, today is the first for me. I have never done a review on a BMW. I've been in BMWs before, but they're just your normal run-of-the-mill cars. It was an older one. But this is my first time actually being in a legit brand new BMW top of the line. So it's kind of popping my cherry here. So let's get right into it. Today we'll be reviewing this beautiful car here. It is a 2020 BMW 750i. Obviously, it's got the full black interiors, beautiful body style, full sedan. So I mean, plenty of room. Once we get into the inside, that's where it's all at. I'm gonna actually start going into the interior in just a second, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of in a rush, but I also have somebody help me today, and I don't want to waste his time. What I do love about this car is actually the grille itself. Some people may not like it. It looks kind of big, but I actually like it. It looks different than your normal BMW. Versus the other ones, older ones, you have that round lighting. Obviously, the newer models all have that angular, little sharp edges. The subtle grooves in the hood, which is all beautiful. Now, something that I think is really cool on the BMWs, I've noticed a lot of them, they all have a staggered look. So the front wheels are 245. Actually, I think, yeah, 245. And then the back wheels are actually, I believe, 275. Retail, this car goes for about $120,000. So yes, it's a little bit, probably about the price of a house, but wait till you get inside the thing. It is absolutely gorgeous. Alright guys, this is the actual interior. This color is called Tartufo, and it's freaking gorgeous. It looks like a burnt orange, almost, if not a dark, really red cherry brown. I don't even know how to explain it. It's absolutely gorgeous. The stitching on it, out of this world. You know what? Normally I'd be like, this is, $120,000 is way too much for a car. But the amount of detail on this car is sick. You got your, what's it called? You got your moon roof. And then you got also a moon roof in the back. Or sunroof, basically, not a moon roof. You have blinds in the back there, if you notice. In the corner, those actually go up and down. The stitching on this thing is gorgeous. Let's check out the back seat and see the back space of room. I'm a big fan of these knobs. It must be a BMW thing because I don't see this on other cars. But I love the shifter here, how it looks. You got your park, all these new type of things. This is the difference between your run-of-the-mill cars that go for $35,000, $45,000 and a $120,000 car. The attention to detail is much bigger, and it's well done. As you can see here, if I zoom in, you got the actual, obviously, memory seats. You can adjust it, your lumbar support. You can raise this, obviously, raise it up. The actual rugs, which I'll show you, they don't have it installed right now, but oh my gosh, they're actually beautiful. They belong in a house. All right. Now I noticed there's a lot of M badging on this car, and I asked about that because I'm like, is this an M series? And they said no, it's not. It's actually a like a performance package of it. It's not the actual series. So, but this bad boy does have over 500 horsepower. So I'm gonna check out this back seat and see how comfortable it is for somebody who's 6 feet. So I sat up front. All right. I sat up front earlier and with no problems at all in the front seat. That's right there where I was sitting, and I'm 6 feet. Check this out. Look at the back seat room here, guys. It is freaking insane. We've test driven pickup trucks that don't even have back seat room like this. It is freaking ridiculous. You got your AC vents, obviously, in the front. Another thing that you don't notice is it's got AC vents right here in the door on the channel on the side here. So you actually get to feel that. Excuse me. Let's see what else we got here. Got little pockets and, you know, little compartments in the doors there. I love the handles, how they're nice and sleek. The car is so beautifully done, it really is. Now we got our center console here. See how this goes. Cup holders, nice and popped out there. You open this guy up. Oh my gosh, sorry. There it is. So you got some room there. You want to store your devices or whatever you got going on there. Cup holders, which are very spacious. I'll give it that. Usually cup holders are usually a problem. All right, let's pop that back in. And then let's see what's down here. So you got a cubby here to hold different things. Let's see. What's that? So here, you got your actual USB ports and your lighter and all that stuff. Ooh, excuse me. I'm really, oh shit, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Speakers up here up on the top there, in between. Let's see what else we got. You got your lights there. I love that little taste there of that, the lights dimming. Very beautiful car. Oh. I really am such a hurry and I just want to slow down and kind of grasp how beautiful this car is. If you notice here on the front, if I can zoom in a little bit, there's actual speakers on the door jambs over there as well. The color, this color is gorgeous. I think I'd rather have this color over any color. Really quick, I'm gonna hop into the back of the car itself, into the trunk. That's where they have the other seats, the seat covers, I'm sorry. And I want to show you guys the actual the quality of, okay, there we go. So by the way, this is Scotty.
How you guys doing?
How you doing? So Scotty's helping me out today. He's been great and he's very knowledgeable on this car. So he's gonna give me a test drive, but I wanted to show you before we get into the car, obviously you got a lot of trunk space, but he pointed out something really cool. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but this is the actual, what you would see in normal cars. That cloth is just, you know, it's normal. But look at the carpet on this guy. This is stuff you see in houses. Brand new houses, you know, $250,000, $150,000 houses. And I'm a realtor, I know. This, on the other hand, this is just what you'd see in a car. It's just amazing that this is what the quality they put in there. So I guess if you're paying a house price, you know, you're getting house quality. All right, so Scotty's gonna take me for a drive. We're gonna get up in this bad boy and take it for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the car now. We're actually driving now. I was getting the camera set up. So this is Scotty. Scotty will be helping me out with his review today. So Scotty's what they call a genius, all right? They call it BMW geniuses. I was very confused because when I was talking to Frank, he was telling me that, you know, I don't have any geniuses on the floor, and I'm like, I didn't know what that was. So then I saw your shirt, it said genius. I'm like, okay, so they call you guys the geniuses, obviously, so you must know the product very well.
That's our whole purpose here, is literally to teach people that are interested in these cars and maybe don't want to be pressured into buying a car. I never have to deal with pricing or anything along the lines. All I do is teach people about these cars. If you're interested in one, or just you want to know how one works, or you buy one and you want to know how certain things work on the car or how to do something, that's my whole job. I don't deal with numbers, I don't deal with pricing or anything. I'm not allowed to.
Right.
And it really makes my job enjoyable. I get to drive these cars, as you can see. I'm not really driving, as you can see. I'm doing the semi-autonomous driving.
Yeah.
With this one, it has all the active cruise control functions, so I'm just letting it do everything up to 45 seconds of hands-free driving. So really kind of cool things. You can see it's doing all the steering adjustments for me. I'm not doing brakes or pedals or anything. Every once in a while, it's got to give it a little wiggle to let me know that, hey, I'm paying attention. But this one, being a 2020, does feature the new iDrive 7.0 with the new safety systems that we first started seeing appearing in the X5. And so it's got all the new safety systems, different than the 2019, a lot more intuitive, a lot more, honestly, just impressive. It can handle some really amazing turns, and it even has traffic jam assistant as well. So if anything below 40 miles an hour, if you get to see, it's telling me to take over because it knows I wasn't paying attention too much. And you can see, so there it goes. It knows, it even has very impressive things. Exactly. So it's got a lot of really cool safety features on this car that were updated for 2020.
I'm gonna record this on the front, guys, so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing here.
So what I'm gonna do to turn all this stuff on is we have all these new steering wheels and everything, all these different buttons, but all I do to turn it on is I hit this little button right over here. And of course, it tells me I have the steering wheel on, as well as the lane keep functions on. Maybe I don't want that. Well, I can hit mode and change it to just be the standard active cruise control whenever you want, but there's even a secret third mode. And it only occurs in traffic jams, and you can't force it to do it. But anything below 40 miles an hour, it's entirely hands-free driving. braking, of course, accelerating, steering control, and everything. You just sit back and watch. And this little camera is a little infrared, and if you actually get it with a camera, you could probably see the little effect on it. Maybe not, but it'll see a little bit of purple on it if you aim it at the right angle, and it's watching for your nose. So if you turn away while that's going, it's going to beep at you and say, hey, I'm watching you, pay attention.
That is sick.
So it's a really cool system, and they just started incorporating this into 2019 X5s and now the 2027 series. So they really try to keep things up to date with the cars and try to really get everything how it should be. So right now I'm going to turn it off because I'm going to take a right-hand turn over here.
I want to show that right on that, how it was moving around. I'm not used to seeing cars move on their own.
Oh yeah, so we're going to come around this corner over here.
All right.
And in a situation like this, obviously, of course, this is made primarily for highway driving, but it does work very well in the city. So I'm going to go to the speed wherever I want to set it at. In this case, the speed limit of the road is 45 miles an hour. I can see that little guy right over there. And I just hit this little button, and that's it. I can sit over here comfortably. Usually what they recommend doing is, of course, just resting your hand on the steering wheel, and you can see we get a nice little communication on the dash. This car also has a heads-up display, which is 75% larger than even the previous generation.
So I won't see that, but you do.
Exactly right.
So
now, of course, we're going to get you to hop in the driver's seat in just a little bit over here. Once we get along the test drive route and make sure it's clear from the people that don't like us driving at the speeds BMW is made for, and it will really show off what this car can do. Because for 2020, this car does have a revised, and of course, all the techie talk for a lot of the BMW fans out there, a revised N63. Now the N63 is going to have, the previous generation was 445 horsepower, 480 foot-pounds. Now this one is going to have 523 horsepower and about 553 foot-pounds of torque. So this is the first time on one of the V8 cars like this, like on a 7 Series full-size sedan, that you can get a 0 to 60 of 3.9.
You're kidding.
Which is absolutely nuts.
Sick.
The 7 Series or the 760 was, of course, able to do it. Well, it's a class of its own.
What's the curb weight of this guy? Because it's a big car.
It all depends on options. You're looking typically between anywhere between about 4,000 pounds to about 4,200 pounds. And that sounds like a lot, but when you really start comparing it to some of the other cars of this class, it's pretty lightweight.
So what cars are in its class currently?
Of course, we do have the S class, which everyone's going to be very familiar with. And of course, the A8 also just saw a revision as well. Now look, this is the really impressive bit right over here.
Man, I don't know that guy.
Oh, you're good. So this is a pretty sharp turn right now, and I'm going to let it do everything for us.
Check this out. Look at this.
So I'm not doing anything.
He's not doing anything.
I'm not doing anything. It's just telling me, and it's communicating nicely to me.
Man, that's sick.
And then, of course, I can take back over just to let it know that, hey, I am here.
So like you were saying, it was actually keeping track of your actual nose.
Exactly
and seeing where you're looking.
Exactly right. Now, if I were to turn away while the main active cruise control going with traffic jam, it's going to instantly tell me, hey, take over. And there's lots of really cool safety features. They came out for the 2020 model. It allows me to do things like this and help out, of course, your YouTube channel by answering all the questions. Is that you don't really have to go nuts with everything. The car can do most of the functions for you. Now, we're going to keep this going until it actually forces the car to take over.
Right.
And this is going to turn red, and you're going to hear beep at you saying, hey, like that.
Okay.
And if I still didn't take over, it would stop the car.
Would it do a slow stop or an abrupt stop?
Pretty slow. Now, if we want to do an aggressive stop, we do have the emergency stop function right over here. This actually pulls the car over to the sides.
Okay.
And even unlocks all the doors, turns on all the lights, and starts contacting your roadside assistance, or BMW calls
this guy right here.
Exactly. Exactly right. Now we're almost at our test drive route where we really like to open up the cars.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll never exceed the speed limit. Of course, that would be
terrible. So we're not going to report anything that's going over that. I actually do like this heads-up display.
Yeah, the infotainment is revised to the new iDrive 7.0. Previous was, of course, 6.0, and of course, before that is 5. And lo and behold, they go up in numerical values. But it's a really easy system. This car, they really took in a lot of customer input about what people didn't like, what people did like, and they revised everything about the car to just make it simple.
Right.
The previous year, it was the first time they started incorporating touchscreen onto the cars, and the buttons were really small, hard to hit. I mean, teeny little things.
Right.
And now they made the buttons a little bigger that you can actually hit things properly without having to worry about anything. To start navigation, this one also has an intelligent voice command system, which is really nice. So time shift is like a DVR, upper satellite radio. You can rewind it, you can speed it up.
Alright guys, sorry about that. We are back. Lost a little camera, what's it called? Ran out of memory there, so we had to clear up some space. Alright, so now we're on the back roads here. As you guys already saw before, The car actually, we're driving the car as we speak. His hands are not even on the wheel, but we're driving slow. So, and what we've learned so far is that obviously that this real cool feature that actually keeps track of your face and notices if you're not paying attention. After a while, it requires you to kind of, hey, let the car know that you're still paying attention to the car. So right now we're just gonna check some performance stuff and see something really neat, see what this beast is like. You know, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds for a 4,000 pound car in a sedan.
Oh yeah,
is kind of crazy. You don't think those things at all. You don't see that every day.
So right now we're gonna go into sport. I'm gonna make sure everything's in proper, everything there, and we're gonna go into manual mode and really have some fun to see what this car is truly capable of. Now, right now we're at about 15 miles an hour. Of course, we're not going to talk about wind speeds.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's a fast 30 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy, holy cow.
And this being a full-size sedan, even with its carbon core technology, really lowers the center of gravity on the vehicle. And it really makes it a truly capable, as you can see, vehicle.
I can feel my inside shifting.
Now we've caught up to our natural prey, and that is a Jaguar.
Oh yeah, look at that, right behind a Jaguar.
Oh yeah, so they are kind of our natural prey out here.
In the way.
And yeah, so there is a sense of purpose when you get behind one. There is a duty to fulfill while being in a BMW, that you can't let a Jaguar be in front of you.
That's the rule, but
that is the rule.
That's the rule.
Unfortunately, that's the law of the land.
That's the law of the land. Man. And it's smooth. You don't even hear it.
Exactly.
It's very, yeah, it's crazy how smooth this car is.
A little pull just. And it's a lot of fun.
It hunkers down. Yeah, it really hugs you right off the.
Exactly.
It's got great. So like we mentioned before, guys, the wheels in the back are staggered, so they're fatter in the back and, you know, a little bit thinner on the front, but you need it for that rear wheel drive.
Oh yeah.
And
this one in particular is all-wheel drive, so it does have, you can split the power between where it needs to go, but even on the all-wheel drive model, they still give it a staggered setup, so you don't lose that feel of like a rear-wheel drive car, because it is rear bias. And it's normally when you're at a complete standstill, it's a 50-50 split, and then when you start accelerating, of course, it changes as needed. We're going to put in a Comfort Plus and really ride out what this car is primarily made to do, which is be an Autobahn comfortable cruiser.
But at the same time, it has the ability to rip your face off.
Of course.
That's crazy.
That's what BMW's all about.
That's what you call an assassin.
There you go.
That's like a James Bond right there, man. Subtle, cool, good looking.
Well, the best part, the whole purpose behind that is if somebody tries to change your radio or anything like that, you can just really quickly accelerate and go, no.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Keep doing it over and over, you're going to keep going, no.
Yeah.
Don't let them do it. So it's a lot of fun, the things you can do with these cars. Because they're so capable. Really a lot of fun.
To be honest with you. So, guys, I want to quickly go over what we went over, man. What I think about this car. Obviously, $120,000 is a pretty steep price, but what you're getting. You're getting so much money. Forget the attention to detail that I pointed out earlier with the stitching and the comfort. And I mean, I feel like I'm in a house. But you're also talking about, I've never felt shifting or, you know, when you punch the gas over there, I've never felt anything like that in any other car.
Oh yeah.
And then on top of that, when you were hitting the curb, the car was just hugging the road. I mean, it was like nothing.
It's just what these cars are made for. And the always thing I always like to crack a joke. I had a customer tell me a while back. He's like, well, like if people always made fun of him for buying such an expensive car, and he goes, well, you can always live in a car, but you can't drive a house. Yeah. And it's a funny joke, but it always gave me a good laugh.
It's exactly what that is, man. It really is that much. I mean, everything about this car, I really would like to see the hood, under the hood.
Of course.
How big this hood is. So we're gonna check that out in just a second. This is the beast. Guys, this is the beast that's actually powering this car. So it's a V8 twin turbo, and you feel the turbo. It is so quiet. Couldn't imagine even trying to get to this guy. All this stuff coming off. And
over here we have our charged air coolers, and even in such a hot drive like that, we can even touch those, and it's not really going to be anything but even just a little lower than the ambient air.
With this hot ass car, and you really don't feel nothing. Holy cow.
So of course we have our intakes on the side right over here, and the big difference that you really can tell between the new variation of this engine versus just even the previous generation is this little tube right over here.
Yeah.
It looks like it can equalize the pressure. Full details. I'm not an engineer. There's so much to this car.
So this
really is an accessible.
Yes, 2 intakes?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So 2 cold air intakes. You got one here and one there. Guys, if it sounds like I'm a rookie, I am. I've never really worked with the BMW before, and I'm just astounded that it took me this long to actually, you know, come out and learn something. Oh man, what a beautiful car. Whew. All right, guys. Oh man, my first time driving a BMW. All right, so
what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab, like you're gonna shake somebody's hand.
Okay.
You'll feel a little squeeze with your thumb.
Yeah.
Feel that? Then you're with your foot on the brake, you're gonna pull it all the way towards you. There you go. Now you're in drive.
Huh. And it goes back.
Yep, exactly right.
So it's like a.
We're just gonna keep it in normal comfort mode just for now. So
and then you
feel for it.
I can see the heads-up display right now.
There you go.
It tells me the speed limit. It actually tells me, you know, obviously my speed that I'm going, and it's not in the way either.
No, and that's a nice thing. Even for some people, they still find it a little too intrusive. Everything about this car is customizable. We can shrink its size to only show what you want. So it's going to show you navigation information, radio information, telephone information, active cruise control stuff, everything about the car that it's important for the driver at any time without having to take your eyes off the road. And that's its whole purpose behind it. But it can be turned off, it can be reduced, it can be kept on. It's whatever you want.
You know what I'm going to do is? Money. All right. Sorry about that. So, yeah, like I was saying, the heads-up display actually turns red when you speed, and if you just punch it a little bit, just a tap of the toe. If I had that SpongeBob, you know that big toe he does? That big toe on
yes.
there. You know what I mean? That thing's taken off.
Let's imagine Mrs. Puff, you know, just inflating back there when you start accelerating fast.
She's like, just put down this a little bit lighter. I just watched that episode the other day. And you were saying the economy on this car is around roughly 18 miles to the gallon in the city
and about mid-20s on the highway. Of course, with the way that you got to have fun with these cars, you're not going to get those numbers. This is really more about miles per gallon as opposed to miles per gallon. But you are able to obtain that MPG.
Right.
And of course, we even have economy mode if you do really need to get that extra miles on there. But it's plenty of range for a long trip. You don't have to worry about range anxiety as you do with some, of course, other manufacturers.
Absolutely.
That will keep silent.
Yeah, we won't talk about those guys. Golly, and I'm getting a back massage still. Probably said it like 10 times already, but I'm getting a back massage.
And there's even a scent cartridge inside this car, which is a little button right over here on the lower dash. We can hit it. I don't think there's one in there right now. So but you can actually, it's almost like the Febreze commercials. It's made to eliminate smell and replace.
Oh, golly.
So it makes a very subtle, light scent whenever you come in the car. It kind of gives it that keeps that new car smell.
So me, after a gym workout, that thing's gonna be the whole time.
It's pretty nice.
I'm gonna stink my car up. Is there another car like this and like that has the same features like this?
A lot of these features are modular. So if you even start looking at the new 5 Series, 2020 5 Series, they all can feature a lot of this technology on the car. But they get the air suspension, of course, the true full luxury experience. No, the 7 Series is exclusive.
Okay.
And even the X7. So anything with like the 7 Series or along lines there, they're kind of their own exclusive line there of luxury.
It really is. So does this guy even have launch control?
Of course.
It does?
Yes, it does.
Did we use that earlier?
We did not.
Oh my gosh. Is it possible we did? Or do you not recommend?
On a new car, we can't do it.
Okay.
Because they still got to go through a 1,200 mile break-in.
1,200. Oh, good to know. So you hear that? So launch control in this car can't be used till 1,200 miles. Dodge is like 5, I think. It's 500.
They always try to say, well, engines are breaking in from the factory.
Yeah.
I always say, go to what the owner's manual tells you. You can say the peace of mind is better than being a little nervous. Oh, did I do something wrong? If you wait the 1,200 miles, you're golden.
Is that BMW across the board, or is that just this car?
It's primarily the M cars and other cars like that. Launch control technically can be activated whenever you want. It's just a lot of prerequisites. And of course, being on a new car, we don't want to make a customer that's possibly looking at this one upset.
Exactly.
We're going to do a hard start. That's no worries. But launch control is a little interesting, especially on a torque converter. It's pretty neat.
Well, let's not do that. So I want this thing to get sold. Now, it's a very intimidating drive, to be honest. I mean, it feels amazing, but
it's really something that'll catch you off guard if you're not ready for it.
It can be very overwhelming. probably the first, it gives me the same feeling I got when I first drove a Scat Pack.
Oh yeah.
So I just wasn't expecting that much power to come out of it.
Just that immediate.
And the car just totally got squirrely, and this didn't do that, but just everything else was so engaged. Holy cow. And obviously everything in here, what is an upgrade versus what isn't? What's standard on this car?
A lot of things are standard on this car, like navigation, of course, a lot of the safety features such as blind spot, crash mitigation, all those things like that. But if you want the active cruise control, of course, you got to go along the lines there. This leather interior, of course, is an optional extra. Now, on a 750, of course, you get the Napa leather interior. The Merino is an upgrade on top of that, which is just like the softest level that they even offer. It used to be only M exclusive for even like the steering wheels and certain like M6s and stuff like that, but they started to include it. We got little things like the extra cross stitching over here,
which I love,
which is just like, I think it's like $600. It's just little things like that. But it really allows you to customize whatever you want. Some people don't want those driving assistant functions. They want it to be a driver's car. You can do it. If you do want them, well, great. There you go.
Does the lumbar support, all that stuff, massage stuff, is that an upgrade?
No, that all comes standard with the car.
That's standard.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sold.
Like the lumbar support, the massage seats are an upgrade, things like that. But the lumbar support and the seats.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
But the massage seats is an upgrade.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh man, that's great. That's a great feature. I mean, literally, that's a full-on chair.
Oh yeah.
That's a full-on massage chair. It's ridiculous.
I always wish I could put one of these in my house.
I'm gonna charge people.
Nice.
They get in this car and charge me $5.
There you go.
They charge for like 5 minutes.
It'd be a good Uber car or something there.
Yeah, it'd be great. It's like, it's an extra $1 just because you want to sit in the lumbar support. Pop a quarter in. I put a little quarter just.
There you go. You gotta put a quarter in to hit the little button.
Exactly, and then I'll probably install the vibration one. Get the little thing the whole time.
Everything.
What really not bums me out about the car itself, the car is absolutely gorgeous, is that the looks of the car doesn't do the car any justice.
No, it's a very subtly styled car, and that's why some people like that.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to be spotted out of a crowd or anything like that. They like to blend in, but still look classy enough to go to a nice restaurant.
It looks like your basic middle class house, but when you go inside, it is a full-on luxury, and it's a smart house.
Exactly.
It's got every single feature that you would not expect.
It's got those 24-inch tiles. It's got the nice pull in the back, and travertine, and all those things like that.
Gold-plated everything, and it's just absolutely stunning how sleepy this car is. Now, guys, by the way, I am in Ocala. By the way, as always, I am at BMW of Ocala, and this is Scotty. By the way, I mentioned it before. He's helping me out and answering all these questions that I have about this BMW. This is my first time ever being in a legit. I mean, I've been to BMW before, but it's just because I was riding with somebody, and that was pretty much it. This is my actual first time driving it, asking questions about the car, and getting answers that not many people know. These are kind of things that people just don't even know what to say about, BMWs.
And that's the one thing, I always try to keep my mind a little open. I'll make fun of brands here and there, but there's a lot of brands that do get my respect. A lot of them, they really do. Right. I just always like, you got to crack a few jokes here and there.
Always,
have some fun,
always. Right? No, definitely. I take stabs at Fords all the time. And I love the Mustang, but I love picking on it too at the same time.
You got to.
Yeah.
They like hitting people in crowds. It's just their thing.
That's their thing, right? No cars and coffee is safe. As you can hear, that car is absolutely sick on the outside. We just got a quick drive by. We're, wrapping up this video, but man, that thing is sick. Gonna get this thing on the full lighting. Oh, how large that car is. It's just a huge body, but it's just so beautiful. It looks like a normal car. And then he's showing off. Look at that. So guys, we're wrapping up this video. So Scotty's getting a little bit on the busy side. I want to thank him. Thank you so much for actually setting your day aside to actually help me do a quick review and help everybody out. They're getting kind of busy out over here at the dealership, so we're just gonna call it a day. Like Scotty was saying, man, there's so much in this car that he was saying is we could sit here for 2 hours and we still wouldn't cover everything that this car has. As we talk right now, this thing is actually gripping my back.
Oh yes, yep, the bolster's closing because we went into sport mode. Just even little subtle things like that. Every little detail about this car, they want incorporated in there. And even things you wouldn't even notice. Right. It just does it automatically.
I'm learning something as I'm closing the video. That's how crazy this car is, guys. But guys, that's the video today. If you watched this far, please click click like, subscribe, hit the notification so whenever I post a video, you know, you can, you know, find out what I'm doing always. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Guys, if also for the Christmas at Chan's, I'll have that link in the description. So we're still trying to collect $10,000 for the patients at Chan's, so for Christmas. So just go ahead and hit that link, and you know, it's a GoFundMe, and if you want to donate gifts, just hit me back up. But guys, I thank you so much. I thank BMW of Ocala for actually giving me, you know, a genius to use and actually, you know, answer all of these questions. And Scotty, again, I thank you very much.
Well, pleasure meeting you, man.
And I really hope to do more of these with you guys. You know, I really want to get my hands on a M4, but I'll be honest with you, I'm completely happy with this car. I am dumbfounded on how great this car is. Words cannot describe this car.
Well, 0 to 60, this car is even faster than the M4 as it currently sits.
And it's probably 1,000 pounds heavier too at the same time. So it's crazy. So guys, I thank you so much for watching. I will see you. Be blessed. Peace.